Welcome to more episode 59. I'm here with Qbhall for now.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Koma will join us later, I hope. It's been a half an hour, the bastard. But well, yeah. Hmm. How's Christmas been?
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing too crazy. They recently. I'm not sure exactly what they did, but there's a lot of fireworks culture here. People like to blow stuff up in a
Making a fire.
celebratory way. Uh, Hello. Uh,
Hi.
yeah, yeah. So I think they've kind of made it. I'm not sure if it's entirely illegal or what, but yeah, they every year when they blow this stuff up. Many dogs and cats go missing or they
Ooh,
die, from
but
the horror of this thing. So that's kind of a, yeah, but I don't think I heard that much this year, but it might be because people can't afford to buy them, you know,
mm,
so it's, I guess maybe an upside of economic hardship,
yeah, yeah,
unintended
I
one.
guess less cats
Yeah.
and dogs being blown up.
Yeah, well, they aren't blown up, but I mean the noise makes them run away.
Ah, that
I
makes me
don't know if
scared. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I
right,
know that. My cats never could handle it. I mean, it's
right.
getting banned this year, they say. So, uh, last year will be probably the last time that we're gonna see fireworks like all around. They're not gonna sell it anymore. So, yeah, they will get it from Germany or Belgium maybe, but it will be a lot less. I mean, a lot more people have bought because they thought, oh, it's gonna be the last time, so we're gonna buy. And I can still hear some fireworks sometimes this month, but yeah. I mean, Christmas was good for me with fondue. It's like meat and yeah, Christmas tree and all kinds of things and steak and whatnot. But yeah, then the fifth, we had the problem. My
Mm.
dad fell down into the snow and then broke his wrist. So then he was
Mm.
in gips in bandages. He was for 2 weeks. Then he had to be operated, and now he basically can't do much with his left hand. So yeah, that's not too much fun,
Mm,
unfortunately.
I'm sorry. By the way, I
Oh,
just
Yeah,
entered the chat room, and the first thing that I hear is you talking
yeah.
about your
I mean,
father.
yeah, it's been already in half an hour, so can't really wait that much longer. But
I mean,
but
yeah.
oh well.
Well, whatever. I mean, if we start later, we can end later, I guess. But it depends on what you guys have to do after
Yeah,
a certain time, I guess. But whatever. So,
yeah.
how? In which way have you spent those 2 weeks?
Yeah, mostly helping, like with
recover
supermarket,
or
getting bread.
um
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
hello,
Hmm?
am I
yeah,
audible or has it cut out?
yes. We hear you.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking. You say so it will eventually recover the wrist.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. It will
okay,
take some months to when he finally can really use it. Now he can just use it because he's just like, it's swollen up and he can barely move it, which is normal for a broken wrist. But
okay.
yeah, it's not the most fun thing to go through. Basically, it's like, yeah, had to visit him a couple of times in the hospital. He had to stay overnight because he got sick to his stomach from the sedation. So, but now he's out and like he's got his energy back and he can talk again and walk again, etc., etc. So, yeah, and then it's less swollen now. So, yeah, I mean, we'll get there back again, but yeah,
All right, that's good.
yeah,
from what I understand, you guys have a good healthcare system there. Uh,
Yeah, it gets covered. Healthcare gets covered, and you can always upgrade. Obviously, it costs more, but it can be done.
okay.
So, but yeah, well, okay. How was your Christmas, Coma?
Uh, Koma?
Coma,
Uh,
you're alive.
Yeah, so I am alive. Sorry, I was reading
Good.
something, but go ahead.
Ah,
Hmm?
how was your Christmas?
My Christmas.
Yes.
We talked about it a couple of episodes ago, or not? I think. I mean,
No, we got
we are
or
almost in February. It's almost February, but whatever. I mean, pretty uneventful. I got a film camera for Christmas,
oh,
and
nice,
nice.
nice.
not much more. I mean, I'm continuing to study Japanese in my during my spare time,
Mm,
and pretty much it's pretty much that. Don't have much more to say, or
okay.
I mean, I've started a new anime with a friend called Ghost Hound. I don't know. I mean,
Ghost
if you
Hound. Oh, I've heard of Ghost Hound. I
that
think.
one was done by the same people who did Texnolize, and
Ah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, that
it
makes
has
sense.
much in common actually. I mean, the style. I mean, not the character. The character design is different, of course, but the
Mm,
vibes are like Lane-esque in some way or
Ah,
another.
mm,
It's about people doing those kind of um, when you when your mind or soul goes outside of your body, maybe when you sleep,
ah,
or
yeah.
how do you call it in English? I don't remember.
Out of body experience.
Yeah, something like that. It's an out of the body experience. I mean, it's about those kind of things, and of course, there is also this mystery because the protagonist was kidnapped along with his sister when he was a child, and his sister apparently died, and a few things are unclear. He goes to psychiatrist. I mean, somebody who can talk to him, and also,
Mm.
there are other characters who are involved in this and other things, and those two also experience out of the body experiences. So it's interesting, but also cryptic. We have watched like 6 or 7 episodes out of I don't know how many are there, 24 or 26, or about that
Mm.
much, and I don't know where this will lead us, but there are also like elements like similar to Mushishi, I guess, because whenever they
Mm.
go out of
The
their
yokai.
body, they see yokai stuff. I don't know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say this because it could be spoiler to
Mm.
somebody, but
Could be.
I mean, still, I don't know shit about this series yet. So,
Ah,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
it's a good anime to watch. It's
Mm.
almost 20 years old at this point.
right.
Came out
Mm.
in 2007.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, I think I came across it on YouTube. I think it's uploaded to YouTube.
Hmm.
Could be
I
if
think
that's old. That's a big
yeah,
chance that.
yeah. Like I'm kind of glad that like a lot of anime seems to be uploaded to YouTube, and because of the age, I guess it's not being taken down. I'm not
No,
sure.
I'm not too interested in it anymore, or like, you know, it's like caught in limbo and nobody has the rights to it sometimes. But like really old anime. But
Right.
yeah,
So
but yeah,
nobody so
but
right. So like a lot of stuff nobody knows who owns it. So nobody is fighting to take
yeah,
it down.
yeah. Well, I've
Right.
also started Apocalypse Hotel. It's pretty good, pretty good. It's like an Yekeke type deal with this girl that runs a hotel in a desolate world because all humans have taken onto space because some kind of virus took over the planet and almost killed everybody, so they had to leave. And now the only hotel that's run by robots is still left after 100 years, and they think that their owner or people will come back for them. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. But they do get some guests from other planets or other type deals. But hey, it's fun. It's a fun experience. They're cute robots in it, so yeah, I'm not complaining about it. Probably is some hotel that Alpha will be visiting or something like that. But yeah, no, this is like close to Tokyo. I don't know where this was situated again, but yeah,
All right. So
it's fun.
is the would you say the mood is the same as or similar to Waikiki and Mushiki, or is it very different? Because I mean,
Yeah, it's a bit similar to Yekike in the sense that it's in a desolate world, you're the only one, but there's no panic to it. There's no immediate danger. I mean, there's decay, obviously, but and it's also more comedic than Yekike. It's less, slower than Yekike, but I would say
right,
in
is
that category, basically, for this type of
is
show.
well, it's definitely something I had on my to watch list. Is it so? But it's not exactly a common experience because I think YKK was specifically like that. It was made to kind of be that, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
would you say this is as much common or a little different, a little more but reminiscent?
It can be pretty calm, but like it has its moments of comedy or just urgency, kind of. When our shampoo head was lost, episode one or something like that, and it's just panic mode all around because the hotel needs to be perfect. It's cute, it's those type of things, and there's like things happening in the background. You're like, oh, that's gonna have some problems later on, but it's not like on the surface yet. But yeah,
Okay.
and also I've seen started Dragon Stargaze. Also pretty fun. Mealy is back. That's better than the drunk from season one. So happy with that. I don't know, fun episodes till now. Funnily enough, the Crunchyroll also has it on its platform, but they released like a kind of unfinished episode, basically, like a work episode, because the half of the OP just doesn't move half the time, but the original OP from the TV moves. Like every scene has something going on, like a scene from the anime or something original going on. So yeah, that's weird that's going on.
Oh, so
Yeah,
so so what they used an earlier version. They used the wrong version or something like that.
yeah, basically. Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I know people have that. They have like a lot of problems with that. It seems to be like at the time when it now came out, people loved it, right? It was like a legitimate way to look at, or at least this is how it was marketed. It was
Yeah,
viewed as a legitimate way to look at and support all this content that you love, right? Is that right? And
yeah.
now it's kind of, let's say, it's not as positive as it used to be. Is that right?
Yeah, basically the free version of Crunchyroll is gone now, so you have to pay for it, and the subs is getting fucked over because you can go into a special program to edit yourself, so it's gonna be done by AI, and knowing AI, it's gonna suck because subtitles go too fast or have the wrong words, or it's like doesn't fit, or you can't read it anymore, or like, yeah, it's kind of a
Can't they
fuck fest.
understand the fact that people will just move back to piracy if they do this kind of shit things?
I mean, that's the problem because most rips come from Crunchyroll and get into piracy. So even if you do piracy, you're getting those subs. So yeah, we're kind of
Mm.
fucked in that regard.
Hold on. You say this is the subs, right? Not the dubs.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
the
So
subs.
all right. So I mean, like it won't be that big of a problem because can they just turn off subtitles because they aren't hard coded subs, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we don't get another dubbed an AI dub or something like that, but I shut that down really quick, so don't think that anything like that happens anymore because of the backlash we got. So, but yeah, dubs are alright, yeah. But yeah, not every show gets a dub or like completed a dub or well, lots of shows
Uh,
get a dub now, but
no,
I guess
answer me
dubs are
this:
alright.
has there ever been a fan dub?
Oh yeah, abridged seasons, for instance, for Helsing Ultimate had an abridged dub, for instance, or
No,
like
no, no. But I mean,
small company.
I mean
What
in the
you
way
mean
that
by
they
company?
right. Well, no, a fan dub like in the way of like how they do fan subs. So fans dubbing instead
I
of
guess back in the day with like small companies, or like you could get a couple of tapes or something, and then you get a dub that's like really shit, something like that. But not particularly nowadays. You get like a fan dub or something like that, or maybe it needs to be your own project. Like they made for Berserk. They tried to make another project for it on YouTube, but due to copyright, they had to shut that down, and that had their own voice actors from Twitter and whatnot, that kind of type deal. But no official animator gets fan dubs or something like that. Yeah, that's not really a thing.
okay. Because I mean, like they ask the fan dubs. No, sorry, fan subs still have a place because of this inaccurate subbing that they're doing, right? Patch are always online requirement, even to play the campaign. And fans made a patch, a crack, to play it offline. And then when Ubisoft patched the game to make it offline playable, they used the cracked version. They used some of the cracked files, Kind of interesting. Yeah, so
It is. I wasn't aware of this though, but whatever. Good to
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like and what is the crack guy gonna do? Is the crack guy gonna be like, I'm gonna sue you for infringing on my crack for your game? It's kind of funny. I'm sure he didn't mind, but it is funny that the official creators using something made by fans, and I don't think it was the only time. Um, I think Nintendo ROMs that they use on some of their online services, like the Virtual Console on the Wii, they were made by. There's some marker in the file that says, yeah, this was actually made by fans back when they first started ripping ROMs. Like it's just easier for them to just download the zip file from online somewhere and put it on their service and charge people for it. It's kind of funny. You know, here's the
Oh,
here's the official people making a no right. Here are the official creators using the pirates version because it's just more convenient and easy. Interesting.
mm,
And Crunchyroll is gonna be like that just now. They're gonna steal some, steal, quote unquote, steal the raw version of it on Now or whatever, and put it on their site. That's the next step. Full
mm.
circle. You know.
Yeah, maybe. But oh well. Other news. Apparently, the ISS from NASA had some problems because some virus broke out on the ISS, so they had to send some astronauts back. Some kind of medical accident. Maybe we don't really know what happened, or maybe we know in this uh article from the BBC. Four astronauts have uh, evacuated from the International ISS have landed back on Earth after their stay in space was cut short by a month due to a serious medical issue. Everybody had to be evacuated because you can't go just pop in, pop back. The cruise captain, as I said, Mike, excited. And the spacecraft exited the spacecraft first, smiling, wobbling, sliding on the speed, down on gurney, following our procedures. That's a saying, Cartman, Japan's Kimiya Yui, cosmonauts, or Platov, followed waving beams at camera. It's good to be home. It's the first time astronauts have been evacuated due to health issues since the station was put into Earth's orbit in 1998. La 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 la.
Interesting.
Okay,
So
they don't
wait,
want to
hold
reveal
on, hold
who
on.
had a
Could
problem.
we be sure this isn't an alien virus they're bringing back to Earth? Could we be sure of that?
Or oh no, something like Event Horizon or what was that one movie, Life or I don't know. There's a bunch of movies like that. Yeah, I mean,
Hold on, was it?
they were kind of would be fucked already. I mean, this is all. It was like the 16 that this article was on, so I don't think we're fucked yet, or else that would be really fast.
Or Biomega. Yeah, right?
Biomech, yeah, Biomech. And it's five virus. It's just wreaking havoc, and then it's just one guy has to stop it all. Only we're not far enough in the future yet to have some badass on a bike just roaming around.
Look, invest in a sick bike. Okay? That's the best
Yeah,
advice anybody could give at this point,
they probably would
Look,
put Miku on stay high on the bike or something. I can already see it. Oh no.
yeah,
Everybody
look,
wants a bike.
Nihil was warning us.
He knew this shit was gonna happen. He's just like, yeah, you have this manga. You will know. You will see what's gonna happen in the future. I mean, fuck, if only. Just running around from fucking zombies on a bike. Oh man, it would be great. Well, not great for us, but it would be great to see though. With a bear on the back, just trying to ride away. But yeah, we don't really know where this what a magical issue was or who it was, but yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Right,
But oh
so I'm
well,
wondering, like, everybody that goes up there is supposed to undergo like a battery of tests and so on, right?
yeah, obviously.
Right. So I'm wondering how did it get on? You know?
Maybe it happened there. Maybe you just bunked their head into against something or a medical issue that they didn't, that was new to them or something like that. And they had to go back to Earth, maybe with their heart or some other organ, or, they couldn't really, because they have they have stuff on board on the station to help you. But like, if it's even worse than that, then they have to go back to Earth. So I guess it was bad enough that they can't fix it themselves.
Wait,
And it
hold
just
on.
happened there.
I might have misunderstood. They
Mhm.
didn't specify what the problem was. They just said there was a medical
Not particularly, no. Let me see.
Okay, that's because I thought I might have assumed that is just like a illness, some kind of sickness. But you're making it sound like
Physical
it could be
thing,
like
like
an accident. It could be like an accident that happened to them.
yeah, that is
Okay,
just like it's not gonna be like what was that one movie called again? Uh,
Hmm.
I don't remember. It was with George Clooney or something like that in space. There's
right.
some movie.
Gravity,
Yeah,
gravity.
Gravity is like something like that. Just meteor rain just hit the station and just everything goes fucked. It's not something like that or something. No, I mean it did happen once in space that a astronaut who did a spacewalk thought there was some kind of leak in their suit, so they get back inside, but it didn't have a leak in the suit. That was something that could have happened. But you don't know what happens in the 70s or 80s, kind of accidents that they never tell you, like the Russians, for instance, or something like that. You don't know.
Right, they could be doing anything. Anything could happen.
Yeah, they could do secret
Like,
missions. They that got fucked up and then swept under the rug or something like that. You don't know. Yeah, there was like some radio contact with some astronaut, but later on that was like doesn't add up with the dates and didn't add up with like who it was in space at the time, and like yeah, it just didn't add up all together. And
man, there's
plus,
a
there was like two Italians, by the way, funnily enough, that they picked up this radio signal, but they were not in the right spot to be picking up because the spacecraft that had to be picked up was like on the other side of the Earth. So it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't make any sense that it would be that one. But you know, it was like
no, that's I'll need to, yeah, yeah. Later on, you could send me something about that. That's interesting. So wait, explain that to me again. Some guys picked up a signal,
well,
but they should not have
basically
been able to.
two amateur radio guys that are picking up radio waves from everywhere on the planet, kinda. Picked up one day a distress call from a spacecraft that was falling to Earth. Some woman that was like stuck, that was burning up, and they were just cursing the government, and then the radio signal blacked out. Basically, that's the whole basic gist of that story. But
Okay,
later
so,
on, and it was like back in the 60s or maybe even 50s or something later, but it was early though.
okay, now it is possible that that was some kind of a unsanctioned or sorry, or a secret test. Is that what it could
Yeah,
be?
yeah, those two thought it was, but later on it was put on research, like what happened and how it all came to be. But like, it's just a lot of things didn't add up with what they claimed what was happening. They could have just set it up themselves and just stand it off, because the spacecraft that they had contact with or like listened into was like in a whole other place, uh, far away from Italy, that they picked up, but that was too far away for them to pick up. So there was like a lot of stuff just that didn't add up completely with
Okay,
the
now
whole story. With like
now hold
years,
on,
like
no, no, that doesn't mean that whoever is doing the verification isn't lying. I mean, they could just be like, look, they can't know about this secret test. Just make up some shit and say, look, you're wrong. Just say you're wrong. You can't. You guys talking shit. There's no such thing.
yeah,
Who's to
yeah, but it's
say?
like with lots. It's like with like Loch Ness monster, like the earliest photo of that. It was like years and years. The photographer was like, "Oh no, element!" Like, yeah, no, that photo is real. And then they recreated the photo, and I'm like, yeah, no. And then the photograph and the photographer came through like in the 90s or 80s or something like that. From yeah, no, it's fake. I made this model, set it up, and made the photo, and here you go. That's how it happened. And it was like years and years, decades later, you just kept on with the joke that it was real. Like people can just keep up stuff for like a long time.
Well,
That stuff
yeah,
works or not works.
like that is true. But I'll say this. I'm always the devil's advocate for any conspiracy thing. I am.
Uh,
I'm like, I'm thinking. There's so many reasons why they would have space. Like, I don't think that that they tell us everything that they're doing. Whoever they are, like, and especially at such an early point in space flight and exploration and so on. Surely, maybe Russia was doing secret tests. The USA, all these people, they probably had like all kinds of like you know that thing like whenever they audit the Pentagon, there's billions, if not trillions, of missing money, and they can't say what it's for. Surely they can hide secret space trips in that budget. You know what I mean?
I mean, sure, in China, there was one time that a rocket was fired for space circle around to Earth. But then, about like 2 minutes later into the launch, something went wrong, and then it just crashed in some village. And then they buried it for some weeks or months, like how many people have died. And then years later, we got like some footage from like the wreckage of the damn uh, place, like what happened to it basically, and like how much was destroyed, basically, what was left of the
Damn.
goddamn thing. Because the rocket was pretty big. It was not like a small thing because it needs to go in orbit. So, but yeah, these are the two brothers that I was talking about.
Interesting.
The guy, yeah, it's more like something for Koma to be saying. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You probably know the
What?
story, Koma.
Not exactly. Sorry.
Mm.
But I mean, what do you think, Kuma? Do you think that the governments of the world do all kinds of things that we don't even know, including probably secret test flights and all kinds of things?
Well, they have been doing that since forever, if I'm
Right.
not mistaken. Like the United States, probably. I mean, even during wartime in Iraq, how many shit was concealed by the government, and Julian Assange exposed that shit and was persecuted for how many years, and just recently became free again. I mean,
Right.
do you think that there are spaceships in Area 50? What was the name? Area 54? 50? I don't know.
51.
51.
51.
Sorry, I'm right now. Today, my head is not sharp as it should be.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
no problem. But I
Area
mean,
50. Hmm?
I'll say this: something is going on. Like guys, a lot of times that's kind of the best I could say. I can't definitively say this, that, or the other, but like, where there's smoke, there's fire. It don't have to be an alien craft. It could be some kind of experimental, advanced human craft. You know, something they don't want us to know about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I believe that recently, you could check this up. For years, decades, people have been denying the existence of energy weapons, direct energy weapons. And now you can check this up, Mars. See if it's, I believe it's all but confirmed now.
Mhm.
Essentially, yes, we've always had them, and if I think of it like this: whatever we see now, whatever is revealed to us now, let's say AI, that
Mm-hmm.
had to have existed privately in the armies and so on for decades, right?
Mm.
Surely.
I mean, the internet was before it become public, like in institutions like the army or like schools, but not particularly like for the rest of the world. So sure, yeah, I could be in
Yeah.
some kind of sense be before that, but
Well, think about
probably
this.
not
Look
as
at how.
powerful as it now is.
Well, look. All right. Think of it like this too. If the AI available to us is already, kind of amazing in many ways, what is the
Mm,
secret AI like? What is the government's own AI
secret
like?
I don't think it's any much better than this. Basically, yeah, not the standard models that you see really quickly online, but like you know,
Why would
I
it
mean, you
think that?
already
That
have
surely.
supercomputers with like precision with higher precision and you know really powerful computers. We already have that with like on a single chip, obviously, but. Mm, AI can only do so much. Like it
Well,
does.
no,
It's
hold
not.
on,
It's
hold
not
on.
conscious or something like
The
that.
the
So,
the
but
AI
it's
that
powerful.
the AI that I would say that the AI that you familiar with and that I am familiar with. could only do so much. Who the hell knows what they have? You know, you think they're going to
Mm.
tell us?
Uh,
I could
I don't think the
guarantee that.
government is that, you know,
Oh man, that is, yeah, you know, I'll go with the classic. That's what they want you to think. You know, they want you to think bizarre,
yeah,
crude videos is all I could do. You know, I mean, you had to assume that what
I
they have is
mean,
much
videos
more
have
advanced.
improved over time. It's not, but we're still in the early phases. Obviously, it's like only been a few years since it's been improved, so it will take a even longer time to even think
You
about
know, I
it.
could.
Plus, problem with the global AI that we have now, that that bubble can burst because all those companies that put in the facilities and the power to run all that stuff, they don't get that much out of it because almost nobody uses it for something serious. They all use it for porn or memes or other dumb nonsense,
Oh
so
yeah,
they don't
I
get their
watched it,
money
that
back basically.
I watched the video that was about this stuff. We probably saw the same thing, that people.
Yeah,
I think that was, I don't know, maybe Joy the Anime Man or somebody else who made the video.
probably.
They talked about the fact that most people have been using AI for silly stuff, stupid stuff, and not for things that are actually useful. I mean, sure, the truth is that people use AI for all sorts of things, but the vast majority of people still waste lots of energy and processing power into
Hmm.
stupid stuff like this. And
Right, but uh, I'll
hmm?
say this though. I do think that even observing what people do is some method of gathering information. Uh, I believe a lot of that stuff is being recorded and somehow it's beneficial to them. You know what I mean? Like, why would
I
they offer
mean, they
this to
already do
people?
that before AI,
Yeah,
though.
right.
So,
Exactly. So they're doing it in a more advanced way now. People are having intimate conversations with AI, you know, divulging all kind of secrets.
yeah,
That is
those.
valuable to them. You know,
But I
that is
don't know if
valuable
they
to
get
them.
anything out of those idiots except they give their bank accounts or something like that. But I'm like, do you really need to have that kind of roundabout just to get
Yeah,
their
I don't know.
bank account? It'd be
You see,
easier.
you know, I think you live in kind of a proper country where
Uh,
I think the government kind of looks out for you guys. Like you
I
see,
mean,
I have the perspective of where the my outlook is the government actively works against the people. So like
I
I
mean,
kind of view it
but it's not
from this
particularly
side.
with AI. That's just not giving money in the right places and just being corrupt as fuck and just you know not really developed. It's like a different thing than just being a highly developed country with like the highest AI and whatnot, and then just
Ah,
don't
no,
give
no,
a
but
shit about your
you
people.
see, you see, this is where you're not understanding. The reason we're not developed is because of the theft, because there was money. Like they had an oil boom. They had several oil booms in
You
this
know,
country. This
when
country has oil, right? And it was stolen at
shipped
that
off
point.
maybe somewhere else. It's the same as like the Balkan with their money just getting. All those local governments just keep the money for themselves and just ship it off to Swiss banks or in other places,
Yeah, I mean,
and then
like
just fuck off
our
and just leave the people basically starve or just
well,
don't fix up anything anymore.
let me just say this. You know, I think you can look this up. Our ex prime minister, I think he lives in the U.S. now, at least part of the time. I could be wrong, but you know, he has properties over there, so he kind of has his exit strategy, if that makes sense. You know, yeah, there's a lot of them probably have their exit strategies. You know, yeah, this is
Eh,
yeah, you never trust the government. They're out to get you.
Nobody is a fan of the government, even if it's in one country a bit better than the other. Obviously, yeah. I mean, you know. Except if the country doesn't have a government to speak of, or barely has anything going on to begin with because it's so small. But then, that's like
Yeah, you know,
secondhand stuff. That
sometimes that might be better than what they have now in some places. You know, depending on the place. You know,
mm,
Anarchy might be better than what many places have now.
Yeah. But anyway, let me see
Well,
what I.
you could mention the side effect of all this AI. All computer parts, all computer related things
Oh
are going to
yeah,
be
RAM.
unaffordable to
Yeah,
the
RAM is
masses.
getting really expensive because all these companies are just going to AI because that would make much more profit. But reports has also been going out of like how much people are losing, and it's like in the billions now already. Like they'll be losing on power on just because it's so much power you need to run all these AI, so much centra they need to be built uh, to have these things be done. And if you live next to that centrum, you get like higher bills for electricity because everything is just so goddamn expensive and costs a lot to produce. So yeah, they're not really getting their money back basically, and probably it's gonna burst in maybe in some years. Who knows how long they're gonna be, and then the whole thing is just
Yeah, but
gonna
yeah,
implode
you
on
see,
itself.
now look, this is why I'm saying that there's another motive for what they're doing. They would not be giving this expensive thing, this costly thing to people for free if they didn't gain from it somehow. I mean, just like Facebook is another information gathering scheme, I think. Um, because I can't if you know it, there's a way that somebody put this that was it was good. If you don't understand how they're making money from the product, you are the product. Something like that. Basically, you can't understand. I never understood how they made money from these platforms, but they are making money by scraping everything that everyone does and says, and somehow using it against us or using it to sell us stuff. You know, now they're going to be
Mhm.
putting ads inside of Chat GPT. So like it's gonna start to advise you to buy this, that, and the other. I don't know if you heard of this. Something like that.
Mm.
You know? Oh, what's that? You have a cold? Well, buy Tylenol extra strength, this kind of shit.
Uh,
Oh, what's that? You want to kill yourself? Well, look, don't do it before trying the great taste of these new Coca-Cola Oreos. All right?
I mean, yeah, if you look up stuff enough on the internet, then you get actually ads pushed to you from like, oh, you like this, right? And you like this product, right? And you like these types of books, right? And you get stuff pushed around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a test on YouTube that people thought like if you just talked about dog food or something like all the damn time, then they refresh their page if it was not logged in, and then you get ads on dog food all the damn time. So yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
they could be listening,
And, and
obviously,
imagine
for that kind of
and
stuff.
imagine that is something that has rolled out for decades now. So what do they have now? You know?
Yeah. I guess more ingenious things, but I haven't really seen it. It's just the same stuff that I've always seen, not particularly anything new with that guy type of stuff. But yeah, well, we also have censorship on. No, wait. I already. Have you heard of the series Pluribus?
No.
Yes,
That is
I have heard about it. The is a new series by the creator of Breaking Bad, right?
yes.
Right.
It's about a virus comes from space that came in radio waves. Don't ask me how. I don't know either. That comes to Earth and basically infected a bunch of people, but and they all and the whole Earth becomes basically one big hive mind. One hive mind that tries to do the best for Earth and for themselves. And everybody's constantly happy and everything is hunky dory and everything is great. But the problem is all culture and all ideas and all creativity just disappears in one go. Well, there's just a few people left that are not infected with the virus, and one woman tries to fight back. She's basically the most miserable person on the earth, at that point. It's like a failed, no, well, not a failed writer, but she hates her own work and sees the world really negative and tries to fight this. Tries to live with the virus, tries to live with this hive mind, and tries to fight it in the same way. It's an interesting series. I like it. It's like it's probably gonna be a season two, but it's gonna be a few years for that to come through. But plus, this actress is also the worked in Better Call Saul, I believe, and won a Grammy for it. So yeah, actually, pretty good. I mean, I pretty like the
Well, so,
episodes.
so you watched it out? You watched all the first season?
Yeah. I've completed all 9
Okay.
episodes.
So what do you think? Without spoilers.
I think it was pretty good. Yeah, they explained pretty well, like what was wrong with these people, and she gets just hung up in this, like what she can do with it, and how to try to figure out what these people are. Can basically ask them anything to do. She can ask them to bring her drugs. She can ask them to bring a plane. She can drive or go by ship, go by plane, to anything she wants, basically, but she still doesn't want it. She just wants to go to the way things were. But you're gonna learn through the series that like everything is gonna be improved and nothing is gonna be wasted anymore. No electricity being wasted, no more products being wasted, no more animals gotta be slaughtered for no reason, etc., 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 etc. But is that really the case? Is there not some kind of darker undertone to it? Is there not something evil or like what we would consider evil, but not to them? That kind of thing is
Right.
going on. So that
So
makes it
so
more
the
interesting.
all right. So I don't know if I don't know if it would be a spoiler for you to mention this. You know, I don't know if you want to stay away from it, but
Yeah, not particularly,
the
but
aliens, the virus isn't the alien. The alien
no,
sent the
no, no, no.
virus.
The virus is just a virus from afar from what was it, Orion? I think it's Orion. No, it's not Orion. It's some other galaxy, no, some other star system that it comes from. But even yeah, yeah. It's from
Right.
another star system.
So benevolent, all-knowing aliens sent the virus to help
Well,
humanity.
or the virus sent it themselves. The whole planet has been taken over, so they built, a telescope to send it into space for some other planet to reach it, and that's how they, take over other living planets, basically.
Okay, so hold on. The virus itself could be intelligent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Interesting.
so it's not the people themselves, but yeah, that's the theory for now. We're like, without going too much into spoilers, but in the shit
Okay.
they going into, it's like,
I
you
will
know,
I'll get is also on my to watch list, but like as you know, there's just so much stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I only watched like Fallout season 2. Been watching that, and I'm probably gonna watch another series. What's that called again? Let me see.
Did you like so you watched you've already watched Fallout season one and you liked it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can complete the whole thing.
All right, interesting. Yeah, are you a fan of the games?
Games? What games?
The Fallout series, the Fallout games.
Oh, the Fallout series. No, I never played them, but I do know them, and I do know the lead guy on it is not particularly loved in the business because of his decisions.
The
Mm.
you mean the head of Bethesda? Is that
Yeah,
Todd Howard, was it?
yeah, him. Yeah. Not too many people are like fan of him, especially
Now,
with like what's it called? 64.
Starfield.
Yeah, with the 64 game, like a lot of stuff just did not work. It works now, but like people got banned from people got bijvoorbeeld in the dev room, for instance, and they could just access everything at all. So they just got an email from Bethesda saying like you're being banned from the game and you have to give up everything in it and you have to pay this amount of money, and like even Todd himself was like responding to it. It's like
This
it was
is
a complete shit show basically.
this was which one? This was Fallout 76, the game,
Yeah,
the online game. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And the next huge game, I think a lot of people were underwhelmed with it. That was Starfield. Remember?
Oh
I don't know
yeah,
if you
Star.
ever.
That was a
Yeah, you know.
disappointment for many people, actually.
So were you looking forward to it, Koma? You had any interest in it? Or,
Not, I mean, not personally, but I mean, I know somebody who really likes Bethesda. It is Bethesda, right? Or the
yeah,
same people who
Yeah.
did the Elder Scroll series, if I remember correctly.
right.
So I know this person who is a huge freak for the series and wanted to give I mean, was hyped for this game when it was going to be released, but he was disappointed. I don't remember for which reason, but it was, and apparently it wasn't the only one. I mean, nowadays, how many people are talking about this game?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of amazing that it was hyped for so long. It was revealed years ago, and it just kind of came and went, and nobody kind of talks about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like you would imagine that it would leave so many ripples in the landscape of gaming, if that makes sense. It, like basically it wasn't it won't have it didn't have the same cultural impact as Skyrim. Skyrim is like a meme. Skyrim is people who don't play video games know what Skyrim is. You know, uh, and now not a lot, maybe not a lot of people know what Starfield is. It's kind of like I say, it came and went without a large impact behind it. But one of the problems might be that no, it's not the main problem, but I think it is. I think it's a problem that they they're still stuck on the same engine, right? It's like an updated version of one of their old engines.
I have no idea actually.
Yeah. So like maybe that has something to do with it, but it probably is more on the side of their design. Like one of the like for example, No Man's Sky, you could fly from a planet straight up into space. That's kind of a big deal. You can't do that in Starfield. I think there's a loading, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So it's something that was so hype, you would think that they would be able to do something like that No Man's Sky was able to do quite some time before it. You know what I mean?
Yes, but
Um,
No Man's Sky as well, as far as I know, it was like disappointment when it came out. Then, for all I know, it got better over the years as the developers continued to update the game.
oh yeah, but in this case, I'm just talking about the technological side of it.
Mhm.
Like that is kind of a technological marvel. Like I would never have thought that would have even been possible to have imagine a game world that is an
When
entire
did it? When
planet.
was? I mean, that game is from 2015, 14, or even or around
N-
that time. So it's more than 10 years old now, or something like that.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah. Well,
first
that's
release. Mhm.
that's. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm saying like Starfield came out so much. so so
So later, I mean,
yeah, and it still wasn't able to do it. And I think a part of that is to do with the engine. I also think that the story. I haven't read much into the story, but those that I've to about it, I'm like, well, so is it a story worthy of having the awe of the entire universe? I mean, like you're talking about something like space. This is kind of a huge. Uh, I mean, it's vast. Is it vast? Doesn't even begin to cover it. Do they have a suitably epic story? And the guy was
mhm.
like, no, not really. Um, so you've made this big playground, and you haven't put anything interesting in it for people to experience story wise. I don't know. Um, I mean, this kind of is the problem with when stuff is hyped. I guess maybe if it had just come out, people would have judged it a little differently. You think? Like when stuff is spoken of here, like the famous example Duke Nukem Forever, right? Uh, if people were talking about that for decades, and it actually came out that people, weren't too impressed, to say the least. So I don't know. Announcing games too early is not really
Mhm.
a good thing. Yeah, people have all these ideas, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Have you? Well, what have you guys played in the past year? And what would you consider your games of the year, if you have such a thing?
Well, played Gothic Chapter 2. That was pretty good. But I already talked about that. But yeah, beyond that, not much played. Well, I did play for my game. Well, I mean, for my game. I mean, for my video, 3 games. And today I finished like the last game for the video. Added that out, so I got 2 games now edited. Then you need the second part edited. So I just need 1 game edited, and then I'm done with that video and can finally upload it.
Okay,
Nice.
can you say which games, or is that secret until they release?
Yeah, maybe a secret until it releases, or else just people
Okay,
just already
got it,
know
got it.
about it. But yeah, obviously the blame inspired and other things inspired, obviously, and some of them are known and others are not that much known or just kind of a pain in the ass to play on the Switch. Especially one game is pretty annoying, but I
Wait,
got it to work. Like one game is like tank and controls, and it just doesn't work on the fucking Steam Deck. So that was kind of a pain to do, but I got to it in the end. I know I
ah,
didn't finish the game, so just kind of quick reviews of the games that people might be interested in them.
okay.
Obviously,
I think I have a guess of at least one of them. Uh,
that is
Signalis.
nope,
Okay,
wrong.
so interesting. So it's another game with tank controls that is in your it is, but it is kind of Nihil related, right?
Yeah. Even Metadev, he's Dutch. He was on vacation a couple of years ago here, and I bought the first physical copy that he left in a game store for people just to buy. And he was, and like a few years later, just talked to him on in Amsterdam about the game and whatnot. He didn't want to be on the podcast because he didn't really have time. So yeah, and the funny part is like the physical game doesn't want to work with PC, so I guess I just played it on Steam. But I got first copy signed even, so maybe it's gonna be rare, hundreds of euros or thousands, maybe probably not, but yeah, it's
Nice.
fun.
Is that investment?
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Nice.
yeah, investment, yeah. Could be, but yeah, it's fun. I'm like, yeah, we'll see if I upload it. Not long
Nice.
from now. Just need that one part. The game I'm talking about now is just needed edited, but I got a huge list of games to be doing, but not all of them work. anymore or never worked or just too short or yeah, you know,
So
don't.
I don't know if you can answer the question without spoiling it, but
Mm.
so the physical copy it doesn't work on the computer. So did you have to re-buy it on Steam?
Well, my copy didn't work. I asked him like, "Why is this?" But I mean, he tried with his copy and it just worked. So I don't know what's wrong with my copy, or just installed it wrong or something like that. I don't know, but it just didn't want to work. And there was also some kind of error with the booklet that's included with it, the guide basically. And but I'm like, and he was like, "Oh, maybe I can send you a new one, so you can have an updated version." But I'm like, "Nah." So it's gonna be more rare that I have like an some kind of error in my version. So, but yeah, but he told me, well, I was like the first person that I had the physical copy of this thing. So yeah, you know,
Wait, so hold on. How did they end up playing it? Uh,
on Steam, I just bought it on
right,
Steam.
right. That's what I asked. I asked if you had to re-buy it.
Yeah, yeah, obviously I had to rebuy it if it doesn't
Okay.
work. And that's how
All
I
right.
play it
No.
on Steam Deck.
Well,
And
I
on
actually
PC,
thought.
I played it before these three games.
Okay. Okay.
And one
All
of
right.
these
It
games we actually had on the podcast before, the Dev.
okay. Nice.
So
Well, it's
yeah,
good that
but yeah, other things like also another game, also another series that I found through a video. Tales from the Loop is basically about uh America in the 80s, and CERN well, had exploded beneath the Earth, and all kinds of weird machines and creatures came out, and there was just these phenomenon that were happening all across the region. Strange machines from the future or past that came to life again, or dinosaurs, or other strange things that come out. And it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. And there's a collection of art books that told the tale, but not completely. You have to also figure it out, like what happened. It's a bit of an anthology thing. Like each piece tells a little story, and then you go on to the next piece, but all about the same thing. And then you have different art books that go delve a bit deeper and are more disturbed and more fucked up. So that's a fun series to be watching.
okay. So from what I understand, it was originally inspired by the artworks of that guy, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. But no, from what I understand, I might be wrong. He didn't really have a particular narrative when he created those, right? He was just kind of creating them
No,
independently.
not all had, but it's like you can interpret it by yourself. It's kind of like Blame. You have to, find out stuff by yourself and just weave the story together from your own from your own imagination to get the whole thing, basically.
Right. Right. Interesting.
By Simon Stalenhag. That's what it's.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, like I've seen the artworks around the internet, and I was always like, wow, this looks like a cool backstory to it. But like like a picture, like you're wondering how did they arrive at this? You know, what the hell
Yeah,
happened here? You know,
yeah. It's
interesting.
been on Amazon in like 2020. It came out, so yeah, you know, could be interesting. Could be great. Other news like manga censorship has been a big thing. So like
In
you know,
Korea.
yeah, in Korea and also in Japan has been blood has been censored to. There was one manga that censored blood to some white liquid, and you're like, huh, what would the white liquid be? And like it made it even worse than just being blood. It just looks more like an hentai now than an actual uh gore story or like close to it. Yeah, I guess. Maybe you can
But
find
hey,
some.
look, this is what the artist intended all along. Smart. He's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah, maybe sure. Sure, that could be a
You
thing.
know? Oh,
Uh,
you've made it even more lewd. Nice. Good. Perfect.
Censor. Yep.
So,
Yep.
so has Japan historically been against violence in manga and anime? Because like,
I
isn't that
mean, back in the day, it
when?
was more for kids. I mean, you know, you had like Umes that made the most fucked up manga, and it was like for 10-year-olds, and you're like, how the fuck does he sell that for like to kids? So there was like not really a clear idea of like what should be for what age back in the day, like in the 60s or
Right, no,
50s.
right, because
I mean,
that's
everything, obviously.
I'm thinking of that kind of thing, right? I'm thinking of the whole a lot, not necessarily for everybody, but for many people, the appeal of these things was that they were not for kids. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, like so it was using animation to do stuff that you wouldn't see from a Western cartoon then. You know,
Yeah.
and now it seems weird that they're complaining about it now. Isn't that what made it popular worldwide in a way? Not only that, but I mean that was a factor. You
I
know,
mean, you know, in the 90s, you had a lot of OVAs that were just over hyper violent, but it was just the OVA market. They could just do anything direct to video, just anything they wanted. That was not a
ah,
really problem. And like back in the 60s, 50s, the majority was for kids. And then, you know, more adult teams came into the picture. And then I was like, well, what should we do with this? Like the majority is still for kids. Like even with the first, you know, the first Lupin the Third movie, for instance, by Miyazaki, for instance, that was back in the day not popular at all. It was like it's just a kids movie. Like who cares? It was like there's just no popularity in Japan. Even it was like years later that they got any popularity. So yeah, the majority was just even the anime like 80s, mid 80s, early 80s was just all for kids. 70s, all kids, but it's just like you know had to figure out like how to make it more adult. Like you see, like the late 70s with like Belladonna Sadness or Cleopatra, or like the more adult movies, especially Belladonna Sadness. Belladonna of Sadness. So yeah, it was not clear cut yet back in the day.
it's weird to see Japan censor anything though. I mean, in terms of
Yeah, but it's
animation,
also like, but it's mostly like the West that just censored manga from, you know,
for years,
for their own.
yeah, and I
And
mean,
also, like, in anime, the same, like, Germany censored also so much anime back in the day. Like, for Naruto, for instance, like, all swords were, like, banned. So you see, like, in the normal episode, you see a guy standing on a huge blade that's stuck in a tree, and in Germany, you just see the guy float next to a tree. I'm like, huh, I didn't know there were Superman, and he could just float around
nice.
for that kind of stuff. And, like, yeah,
Look, you listen. You want to have everybody in Germany, balancing themselves on swords. What next? You
I
know,
mean, mm,
who
blood being
knows?
changed. Rampa was like the blood changed to purple or something like that, or pink or something like that. It was not red anymore, so it looked really weird. So obviously, just people just having that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember somebody we had on, and all the video. Did they say that all the video games were censored? I can't remember. Was that? Did you
Mm,
have ever have a German guest? That might have been no. That might have been somewhere
German
else.
guess?
But like,
Maybe, yeah, could have, yeah, 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 yeah.
but I
Like
remember
lots
them
of games
mentioning
were
that.
censored.
Yeah, they would, and a lot of stuff wouldn't come out, or it would come out super heavily edited. I don't think I can't remember if Far Cry was banned there or something. But yeah. What do you think about that? Is it a bit much? What do you think?
For games, oh no, games have been censored in the past, so like that's not too different. Or like anime have been cut, like Guide, for instance. Like, but Guide is well more an extreme version of being cut, obviously, but it doesn't make sense for the plot wise. But to sell it, you gotta censor it, so it's in stuff and like that. But yeah, no, games can also be censored or just stuff changed. So I mean, like yeah, today for instance, there was like a Spider-Man. I watched a video for Lost Media, like all the Lost Media of last year, something like that that he knew of, and it was like one. A Spider-Man game from like 2001 or 2002 or something like that, and like there was an alternate and there was a cutscene for like the end of the game that they were standing on the twin towers, but the twin towers were not there anymore, so they cut that whole scene. So like that scene was lost for a long time until somebody found it on an old YouTube video. So yeah, that kind of stuff can be canceled. Or like for Lilo and Stitch, for instance, like when the Lilo and Stitch movie premiered in like 2001, the the scene with like that they were all on the spaceship of the bad guy cruising around through New York was actually a plane that was just cruising around through the damn thing, and the twin
Ah,
towers were still there. So yeah, that was the thing that they can't because of that kind of
all right.
censorship.
No, I mean, I kind of think about it like, you know, it seems like if you changing your whole life because of something that somebody else did, does that mean that you're kind of letting that person win? You know what I mean? I don't know if that making
Mm.
sense. You know, somebody else
Yeah,
did something, so I have to change what I do. Doesn't that mean that that person's kind of got it over on me? Yeah, you really
I
taught
mean,
me.
yeah, yeah, I guess because it's such a big event, it's such a big deal for many people. They don't want to see that, or the people think, or like the publishers would think that people would just go in outrage about this thing, so they're gonna censor it just to sell it, or else they don't
Yeah,
sell it. They can't really sell because people don't want to buy it because of this thing that's in it, because they've seen it in
but
the cinema or whatnot.
I, I, I do wonder though. Do you think that the backlash that they're trying to avoid? Do you think that sometimes is imagined?
I mean, maybe some small things like that Spider-Man game that people won't really care because you don't really see the Twin Towers. I mean, it's implied that's in the Twin Towers, but yeah, there's not much special on about it. Or something like Leo Stage or like Kite. Yeah, I can see why they would censor it. They would get kind of a backlash back in the day, like that specific year. Yeah, I can see why, yeah, but people will be upset if it's like that a big of a deal and it's so goddamn clear that it's like this thing is gonna happen. Like, yeah, no, I can see it. If it's like small things, I don't really think that people would care. But if you haven't published it, you don't really know if it's gonna be a backlash or not. It's like lines from a movie, or like for Terminator, like uh Arnold didn't know what lines would be popular with people, so it was like "I'll be back" became really popular, or like other stuff, or "Talk to the End," or "Hasta Vista Baby," or something like that. But he didn't know beforehand what could popular and what would not be popular. I just thought there were like originally stupid lines where like, yeah, nobody's gonna give a shit, and then suddenly the stuff became popular. So
Right, but
yeah,
I mean, on the flip side, right? So I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that you don't know what's going to be popular, and then on the flip side, you don't know what's going to make people go crazy, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Right.
if it's not obvious, then yeah.
But then are you changing your art or your vision too much to you know what I mean? Like at some point, it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
it could be that you change it way too much and you're like complaining and you're like panicking for nothing. And like, that
right,
could be a thing, yeah.
and like I feel bad that like I don't. just being kind of a hoarder. Uh, I'm thinking, I just want to see that version. I don't like the idea that that version doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean the version with Lilo and Stitch, for instance, Stitch movie still does exist and people have it, so
Right. Now,
that's still
was that officially released or was that leaked?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see, so that is the next thing. Like a lot of times it depends on um somebody from the team still having it and being brave enough to delete it. And then on the no, I might be mistaken, but I think at least some of that stuff was released on the DVD.
could be
As
years
like
later and got
yeah,
re-released.
deleted scenes. There was also another edited scene. Um, I think Lilo hid in a oven or something like that, and I think they changed it to a chest, something like that. You know, so like they didn't want
Mhm.
kids to imitate going into the oven or something like that. You know what I mean? Look, if
Mm,
if
could
we have
be.
her hiding in an oven, these kids are gonna cook themselves in ovens,
Yeah,
right?
that's not that good. But no, yeah, here,
But
Disney Lilo Stitch really included an airplane crash scene that was cut off after 9/11. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of stuff.
yeah,
The
but I mean, you
the movie
see,
was released in 2002, but most of the animation was completed before 9/11 terrorist attacks. The original story includes the Stitch hijack an airplane to save Lilo, and the plane crashed through the buildings in a busy city. Yeah. That's not that. That's not a good thing.
right?
And also
But then,
Boeing 747. So yeah.
yeah, does that mean that they will never be able to do, like we could never have anything even remotely like this ever again in a movie, in a show, in a piece of media, you know?
Well, I don't know in what capacity. Maybe in like some small town or something like that. Cause nope.
But no, but this, like uh, somebody could make a whole movie now with AI, right? And they could make that kind of stuff happen,
Sure, why not?
you
Or
know?
such CGI, you could do that.
You don't even need CGI. You could probably just tell the AI to do it,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
and plane has a lot of moving parts, and if something looks shit, then doesn't
Yeah.
really want to
But
work.
I don't know I don't know what that looks like in real life. You know what I mean?
I
Um,
mean, yeah,
as
well, it
long as
happened in
it,
Amsterdam once that the Boeing 747 crashed into a skyscraper, or well, not a
holy
skyscraper,
shit.
a bit smaller than that, but
What?
yeah, in the early 2000s, it crashed in here. Big thing was
Holy
it
shit.
back in the day?
No.
Well, was it
Uh,
Amsterdam? Yeah, it was Amsterdam.
so wait, hold on. Did the building collapse like the 9/11 ones?
Well, it just no, well, not that. It was not that big, but it just crashed into it. It just completely made it to the ground, basically, or it's just made it level to the ground.
So it leveled the building. The building is no longer there
Yeah,
at all.
basically, yeah. The majority
Okay.
of the building was on the ground. It was not particularly, and
Damn.
also lots of deaths, obviously.
Man, I didn't even know that.
I
I
mean, you don't really live here, so it's not really a thing that you would.
Yeah, but I mean, look, doesn't everybody in the world know about the US one?
Hmm?
Everybody in the world knows about what happened in the USA.
I guess mostly Europe, or I guess it'd be internationally known if like a plane that big would crash into something. Obviously, especially back in the day, in the early 2000s, would be doing that. Yeah.
Damn, I had to look this up. That's crazy. So, what was it? Was it a accident? What happened?
What happened again? It's been a while. Let me look up real quick. Uh,
Koma, did you ever hear about this? A plane flying into Amsterdam
No, I never.
skyscraper?
Never.
Uh, is it just me, or is it surprising that neither of us know about this huge deal?
Rash.
That's crazy to me. I can't believe that.
And let me see.
Jesus, that is crazy.
Ah, yeah. Belmer. Let me get to English and dark red. Okay. Share this. But yeah, yeah, it's the Belmer accident. That's like a part of Amsterdam. It happened in the 90s. It was not the early 2000s. It's my bad. Yeah, in the early 90s. It
Okay.
just basically got flown through it. Basically, it was a big deal back in the day. So, like on October 4th,
Yeah.
1982, the flight 1862, a Boeing 747 cargo aircraft from Israel Airline, L AI, crashed into the Groeneveen and Klein Kruiberg flats in Belmer, neighborhood of Amsterdam, the Netherlands. The accident is known as in Dutch as the Belmer ramp. Well, 47 people are known to have been killed, including 4 on board and 47 on the ground. The impact number killed on the ground is uncertain, as the building housed many unregistered, never mind, residents. 11 people were seriously injured, 15 received minor injuries. The accident is the deadliest a-
Wow.
aviation disaster to have occurred in the Netherlands. So, yeah, that was a big deal, and people still talk about it.
Damn. I can't believe
Yeah,
that. Crazy.
we, but
I
yeah, it was.
knock on knock. Uh,
Mm,
well, I'm just saying, knock on wood. I don't think there's ever been any major accident
mm,
in this country. Yeah, that's
no,
you
I
know.
mean, in the early 2000s, I remember there was like also a Boeing that disappeared with its captains. It just disappeared in thin air, and we
What
just
the
don't know what
hell?
happened to it. Yeah, this is how the aircraft landed, and it just nose dived into that nonsense. So
Wow.
yeah,
Jesus
it was not
Christ.
good.
Well,
The
I
voice
mean, so
recorder aftermath.
it's kind of hard to grasp how huge this thing is. That
Oh
plane
yeah,
is
no,
is like is a similar size to that entire building that housing hundreds of people.
yeah, basically, and you have to think about the Boeing now is even bigger than it was back then. So there was even a smaller version than it is
Uh,
now.
yeah, I don't know. I only flew on one of those kind of things twice in my life. Like I don't know how you could do it. It's crazy. Is
I
I
mean, I did
yeah I
it
know.
2 times, yeah, but I'm like, it's not the most comfortable thing if you're in like in economy to be doing that. But yeah,
Yeah, man, that's yeah, cause like you're thinking about all this stuff that's happening, doors flying off of planes. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, dude.
mm,
I mean, like think about well, like I say, you live in a proper country, right? But like here, you're seeing all kind of crazy cars and stuff on the road. It's more rust than car.
mm,
Imagine, imagine that now 1,000 times bigger and flying up in the sky. What are you gonna do? It's
I
crazy.
mean, I mean, I mean, if the plane is more rust than plane, then I don't think it will get far because or will even fly at that point. But like that would be really like
Yeah.
it would be like a space rocket just flying off in the air, and then like 5 minutes later it explodes, something like that. It would probably a thing
Well,
like happened in the 80s or something like that.
no, it doesn't have to happen all at once. You know what I mean? It gets loosened on this flight. Somebody knocks it the wrong way on this other flight, and then it finally pops off, sucking everybody out on
Hmm.
on your flight. Hopefully not, but you see what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? So what do you think about this? Oh, okay, so wait. They never caught that 2003 one. They never caught the
Well,
guy.
oh, I have it here. 2003 Anglo Boeing 727 disappearance. On May
Wow,
25 to
no trace,
2003. Yeah,
no trace
that's
has ever been found. Stolen, and no trace has ever been found.
yeah,
How? Oh,
yeah. It was stolen in an airport in Angola, West Central Coast of Southern Africa, prompted a worldwide search by law enforcement intelligence agency in the United States. No trace of the aircraft have ever been found. The incident aircraft was a Boeing 727, serial number blah, manufactured in 1975, 25 until 2000, last owner formerly U.S. company. But yeah, no, it just disappeared. It was stolen and just
okay, okay. Could this be a huge insurance scam by the company that owned the aircraft?
I mean, it's got to be in a big insurance scam to be. There's got to be a goddamn expensive one, and to be hiding that.
Right, but think about
I
this.
don't think you
What?
can really pull it off and succeed. I mean, this got to be
No, no.
like you know,
Listen, man. No, but think about it like this. If we're dealing with the people that own this aircraft, they will have a place for it to land, and they will have a place to hide it, or whatever, and repaint it, or disassemble it and put them into other planes. And then they will come and be like, oh no, our aircraft is stolen. We need to cash in this $100 million insurance that we have on this plane or whatever. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
they would also have
I'm like,
pilots that could fly this thing. Is an
yeah.
inside job.
I mean, yeah, but the problem is this thing was looked over all over the world, so like everybody was looking at it. So it's not like
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. We take
it's
it.
not particularly
They look at
easy to get rid of
they,
them and just repaint the damn thing if like everybody and their mother is looking for it.
No, 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 no. Listen, listen. How do you look for an airplane? Do you take it by binoculars and look to the sky? No. Listen. They had a place nearby, or maybe not even nearby, because it's a freaking plane. It can fly across to anywhere. They had a place ready to disassemble it, chop it up like they do the chop shops with the cars, put them into other planes. Boom. How do you even find it? The wing is on one plane, the wheel is on some other plane. The seats are on some other plane. Who knows? You know? Yeah, trust me. You know?
Eh,
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Is it? That is cool, though. That is cool. Let's imagine that. Never, no trace.
but yeah,
No trace.
the a positive the theory by the sister Belita Killand told the South Florida Sun Sentinel in 2004 that their family suspected that he had been flying the aircraft and feared that he subsequently crashed somewhere in Africa and was being held against his will. And a positive was shared by Aerospace Sales and Leasing President Mori Joseph, who had examined the plan 2 weeks before its disappearance. However, U.S. authorities suspected that Joseph's history of accounting fraud played a part, believing that the plane's theft was either caused by a business feud or resulted from a scam. In 2003, a possible sighting of the missing aircraft was reported in Conakry, Geneva.
but conclusively dismissed by the U.S. State Department. An extensive article published by the Air and Space Smithsonian magazine in 2010 was unable to draw any conclusions on the fate of the aircraft, despite research and interviews with persons knowledgeable of details surrounding the disappearance. So, yeah,
Inside job,
could be. Bit
Yeah,
hard.
you see, look, even they are investigating the company. Come on, you don't
I
just
mean,
have
yeah.
two guys ready to steal a plane. A scam,
Uh,
a feud, some sort of scoundrelry was going on here. Schemes. Nice. This is a
mm,
airline. You want to pay attention to. Just imagine that stealing a plane, not even like a
yeah,
Cessna or some bullshit. A 727. Crazy. Nice.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not
yeah. I
something that you
mean,
can
yeah.
hide. I mean, unless you want to sell it for scraps and you find a way to conceal it in the meantime, but weird.
Yeah, no, I think that the is the airline itself, because they're saying the airline is, you have these schemers working at the airline, right? You have these con artists or whatever. It wasn't an up and up airline. That's what it seems like. Uh and filled with 53,000 liters of fuel. Could you imagine that? Even the fuel on the airplane was, it could make you wealthy for the rest of your life and then some. The worth of that. Was that even freaking worth?
Or
You
it
know?
could be it was a scam, and it did disappear, but it came into a real accident, and then it crashed into the sea or something like that. Like it was a
Nah.
fraud, it was a scam, and then they fucked up for real. And like, well, shit, there goes your damn plane, and
No, but
nobody could
listen,
really
listen,
claim.
man. Listen. Even if it crashes, those guys could have they probably put it on autopilot or whatever and jump the frig out there. And if it crashes, that's good too. We still get the insurance money. You know what I mean?
Could
Right?
be.
Surely they have insurance on this thing. These guys are not going to let $100 million or whatever it is fly all over the place without insuring this thing, while they're still paying for it. And I mean, look, that the word that I'm playing is like a rounding error as as compared to the amount of scheming that goes on in the Pentagon. That's like
Mm,
the money that they lose in the couches of the Pentagon is greater than this. So if they could do that, surely they could do this. Don't ask me who they are, but I don't put nothing past nobody. You know, like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, in this country, like there was this company called Clico that had, it was like the biggest insurance company I think in Trinidad at the time, or probably one of the biggest. And then
Mhm.
the whole company collapsed. The guy escaped with all the money. Nobody's ever been jailed for that, right? Is and that's just this tiny country. The entire worth of that whole company was probably less than the cost of this one plane.
Mhm.
You know, and yeah, nobody's been ever jammed up for that either. So yeah,
Mhm.
people do all kinds of things, man. These are like, look, didn't that guy look that guy that wanted to help you in Japan, that was too eager to help you? He's probably a serial killer, right?
Or just fucking gay. That can also be a cat
He could
option.
be he could be both things. Nothing
Could
is
be
wrong with
gay
one.
and a serial
Something
killer.
is wrong with the other one. All right. One of these things is not like the other. Okay. He has pieces
Yeah.
of people
Sure, but
in
like
his
being a
freezer.
serial killer nowadays, it's a bit more difficult than back in the day. I mean, back in the day, you could just hitchhike some idiot and just kill them, get them off the road, and that's it. Because you don't have a phone that can trace you or just trace
Okay.
somebody else.
Maybe, maybe, but I think it gives people a false sense of security. And people disappear
Eh,
every day. People disappear
sure.
every day. People drop dead every day mysteriously, and they say it's an accident. You ever look at this? Obama's cook, who was supposed to be a good swimmer, drowned near his house. What's that up? That is weird. I'm not saying anything, but that is unusual. Strange. And I don't think he's the only. Anyway, let me not get this thing taken down. But yeah, a lot of stuff happens. Look, people. I mean, like I said, this is a corrupt country. Uh, statement. The citizens get killed all the time, and not just one person. This plane is a this plane. It is a scheme of some kind. Yeah, they chopped it up and put it in other planes. They just kept it. They cashed in the insurance. They crashed it and kept the insurance. Who knows? They're using it for. It would be cool if they're using this entire plane to deliver drugs. They're just that bold faced now. You going in a raft or a boat? No, we going with a 747. You know,
Yeah. I
you
mean, there
know.
was also like this code from like a well-known killer that was recently solved, or like part of the code. What was his name again? From
The
America.
Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac Killer. Yeah. And part of a code that he sent to a news station. It was like a part of a code that he sent to a news station because they were talking about him, that there was some kind of impersonator talking about that he was the one, and he just sent. But his code was so good that nobody could uh, decipher it for like 50 or 60 years on to see what he was talking about to him. But he was just talking about like, that's not me, that's not the guy. I will still be on the lookout. Well, you'll be looking for me, and that was basically the whole message. It's kind of
Great.
like, you're so good at the code, but nobody could really decipher it, and then nobody got it, and then 60 years later, now we get it. It's like kind of pointless to be doing it that well
So,
if
so
nobody
by
can
this
read it.
time, this guy is probably dead of natural causes by now,
Oh yeah, no, that guy is totally dead. He can't be alive anymore. That's like so long ago now.
and they've now discovered what he said. Great.
Well,
So,
one part of the message, yeah. So the
so, so only with modern AI and advanced technology could they figure out what
no,
this
no,
guy
it's not
said.
with AI. It was like a man that deciphered it with some other guys with code programs that he could make it, not with AI.
But what's
Uh,
weird is that they had AI for a while now, and they must have tried to put this through AI, right? Surely law enforcement, as soon as any new tool is available, they throw in a famous case like this at the AI, right? You don't think so?
I mean, people probably
Oh
tried, but
shit!
couldn't really get to
The
it.
Zodiac killer. There's a Zodiac killer Reddit. Imagine this guy was probably the moderator of the Zodiac killer Reddit. That would be
Yeah, probably some 110-year-old guy that's probably doing that. Like that now is like if
uh,
you're that old, you don't really get don't try that stuff anymore.
you sure? This
Mm.
guy was a genius, a genius. Surely he was good. He was
But
good enough to
too
make a
genius
code.
that nobody could get to the damn code for like 50 years. So it's like not that genius if you want to get your point across, but nobody can read it.
No, but no, no,
Uh,
no, no, no. I think that's part of the genius. Whether his code was deciphered, well, wasn't it deciphered? Look at how long it took. It serves two purposes. If it's deciphered, it gets his point across. If it isn't deciphered until 20 years later, it proves how much of a genius he was. So he wins either way, you know, in a way, if you want to think about it
oh yeah,
like
that
that,
was the guy that unlocked the code. He did it like 5 years ago in 2020. Yeah,
Great.
here's
So,
the video. Like Zodiac's 340 cipher solved.
so
Like,
wait. No, I looked at the movie, right? Now he sent out previous letters that were they were decoded. So he used that means he used like a different code each time.
Yeah, the same kind of writing skills, but like he changed it around, and still parts of codes have not been deciphered yet, or it's just so impossibly put together. Nobody can really decipher them ever, or you think you
Interesting.
deciphered them, but there's like a trap in the code. You think, oh, that's what it says, but it doesn't say that. So yeah,
How is this
but it's
guy
just
so
more
good?
like of an history thing to decipher it. It's not really saying anything anymore, like what hidden secrets might be lurking in the codes, if it's even if, you know, the more unimportant things that he deciphered so well that you can't get them to him anymore. So like,
So
yeah,
this
that's the
this
problem
guy
with it.
was.
But I would recommend
What
to
do you
watch the video to understand it better.
so what do you think that is? This guy was so good, he's so brilliant. He
Oh
came
wait,
up with this
God,
thing.
God
What
damn it! There's the guy
what kind of
that's deciphered it.
what do you think this guy did in real life, regular life? What do you think he did?
Maybe accountant or something, or like I don't know what did they do in the 50s or like 60s. What was like a normal job there back then?
Uh I don't know, cocaine. I'm not sure,
Cocaine, fucking cocaine. I don't know.
but that's so interesting though. So you think that he has a job that is totally unrelated to anything that he does. So he's saving up all his
He
physical and
didn't
mental
have the job
powers.
anymore, and this became his job or something like that for a while, and just tried to get away with money, but did not succeed it as far as we know.
Okay, so hold on. What you're saying is that serial killing was his side hustle.
I mean, he could have a normal job and just kill people on the fly, and nobody really know, or he didn't have a job and he was just, off the grid, which was easier back then, and just killing off, hookers like in 8088 with the Gaslight Ghoul, or like what was his name again?
Interesting. This
In England, murderer or like of prostitutes in the 19th century. What was his name again?
not Jack the
Uh,
Ripper, the famous one.
yeah, him. Yeah, Jack the Ripper. Yeah, him. But yeah, that's like a whole different can of worms, obviously. A whole different country. It was like a bit more advanced than Jack the Ripper. But yeah, I would recommend watching this guy's latest video on the thing. Could probably send it into the chat, the Discord.
So this guy's whole channel. So wait, this guy is like a YouTuber and he just solved it,
Yeah,
or is he
5 years
just
ago, yeah, he's been a series on like different on the Zodiac killer, but also other killers or other codes that have been discovered, like codes from newspapers or books or letters or other inscriptions that have been sent over the years. There's some interesting codes that have been ciphers that just been put into an ad in the newspaper in the 19th century or something like that, or like you know, there's been some interesting codes. Been fun.
Secret messages like I don't know, when you want to kill somebody or contact somebody and you have, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
an
It was,
hitman
one code was
or
like for somebody's
somebody
lover, for
who,
instance.
yeah, somebody
Hmm?
who was, I don't know, hiding. Let's say that we have this person which is a criminal, that is like um, the police are looking for him, and the only way he could communicate in the past was by reading the newspaper, so that the people who support him know how to reach him. That way, they like put this code there, and that only them and he knows how to decode in like this newspaper um, thing that I don't know, like a phrase. There are like these. You pay for
like
put a
classified
phrase or
ads?
something like that on
Classified
the
ads.
newspaper. On the newspaper, yes. You do that. You used to do that, and you could put an hidden message for somebody in there, But good luck in searching all of those. I mean, how many were posted or should I say
I
printed
don't
over the
know
years
really. I mean,
in the whole world? Who knows?
Wow. Yeah, that's huh. So tell me, but now you could say that it's difficult to do these crimes now, but it, with so many means of
more
communication,
people.
but think about it though, with so many means of communication and tech and stuff, surely there's ways that make it easier, like you could use Telegram or some kind of thing. Maybe that is what they're
Yeah,
using now
but
to communicate.
I think like
Mm,
most psychotic psychopaths are not that intelligent, so
No, no, no.
figuring all
How
that
could
out
they?
and putting the kid look, not
How could they
all
say
serial
that?
killers are smart enough like the Zodiac killer or other killers to be pulling that off. So the majority is like some of them get
Listen,
caught or
listen.
killed some other way,
But yeah, no,
like in
no.
the
But
second
hold on,
World
hold
War.
on, hold on. If you're saying that you're good enough to evade capture for long enough to become a serial killer, you had
I
to be
mean,
doing
if you're
something
good
right.
at it, yeah, if you're just good enough, if you make like random killings of like prostitutes in some states, and you could like that's what I mean with like serial killers were just a bit more common back in the day because nobody had like tracking devices got them everywhere and satellites just following you around and whatnot. So it was a bit
No,
easier for you to be killing off
no,
random people and just go around. Yeah, especially before
hold on,
DNA
hold
was
on.
even a thing to be
Yeah, there's no.
used. That was a bit,
No, but listen to this
you
though.
know.
Listen to this. My reason is like this. I don't think you could say that there's more serial killers then that there are now, because
I mean, there
there
still
may be
are
many.
obviously, but
Yeah, but think about it like this. There may be more killings now going on in general, and there may be something connecting these people that you don't know. Like you may not know the serial killer's motive, so you don't necessarily connect these killings. They will appear random to you, but they're actually the same guy.
I mean, they had that in the past. Like some killers have been, some murders have been strung together by some people, by investigators, and thought they were linked to each other. But after more investigation, they came to the conclusion: no, it's not by the same people, not by the same
Right.
guy.
So,
It's like by
uh,
different killers. But it's like
right.
it was like in the same
So
area, but not the same killer.
by that same virtue, I am talking about the reverse. There's unconnected killings that may be actually the same guy, and we don't know that. And like, think about it. How many people go missing? Many of those people that go missing might have been serially killed. You know, like
Yeah.
think
I mean,
think
there's
about it. You're
also
like,
like, yeah, like you do you like do you know of like there was like a map in America of all the cave systems in all of America, and then they put over all the disappearances from like the last 30 years over it, and then everything really lines up with like the cave systems where those people disappeared. So it's like also a huge percentage that's like disappeared on their own in like some kind of cave
or
system. But of course there's like killers that probably killed even more people than they thought, but we never getting to figure that out because they're either dead, never say it, or like maybe years down the line you get one or two more, like you know
or alternative explanation: serial killers could be lurking in caves.
I mean, gotta be cold, but like, if you're like
Look,
near a cave system and know how to survive that and know how to set everything up, because
yeah, just
you first
drawing
need to
them
know
into
that.
caves. Drawing people in the caves. You do whatever you need to do, and you're working from home basically. Work from home. This is the
Or shoot
serial
from
killers were doing
welcome
it
from your cave
long
home,
before
watch
I
a
was.
caveman just clubbing people,
Yeah,
and I'm like, next, nip, next.
you know. But
That,
that's the next. You
uh,
ever see those videos where people are stuck in caves? Is insane. Jesus, why are people doing this? You saw this.
oh, they
There's this
like the
guy.
thrill. They don't have claustrophobia, and they're like they like the damn thrill. They go in the smallest things ever, like the Nutty Putty Cave, for instance. So like recently, somebody made a VR game of like exploring the whole Nutty Putty Cave, and even the place where the guy died, like back in the 50s or something like that. So like yeah, like people can just die in the most fucked up place. If you watch those videos, yeah, I can see why people just fucking disappeared near these systems because they just wandered in, fell in, and just broke their neck or just got stuck somewhere and nobody can find them. Like
Or uh,
the
uh, uh,
catacombs of Paris, for instance. So, like people just go in some unmarked tunnel and you just walk around for fucking days, no clue how to get out of it because parts are flooded and lots of
Jesus.
it is not put on maps, and it's just people just fucking disappear, and it's just
Right. And
fucking.
uh,
It was
uh,
like,
so wait. The catacombs are filled with dead people
yeah,
already, right?
yeah,
And more people are going in and dying.
some of them, yeah, that we know of, not
Well,
literally everybody, but yeah.
why is this even open to the public? They need to concrete over that
Well,
shit,
it's
build a
like a
wall.
section, a closed section of for tourism is open, but like there's like obviously other sections that are being closed off, but like you know, people that want to evade the police or people that just want to be like free and off grid and just want to explore and have their own. I mean, there's literally a community for these catacombs. That just getting around in the catacombs, trying to explore them, or just have their own meetings in
Jesus.
them, or make their own art, or etc., etc., etc. But yeah, there's also
Gross.
a lot of sections that's just not been on any map or just not documented well, and people just stumble in there and try to figure out. It was like I remember one video of like some girl that was like. Um videoing the whole thing and just taking flashes, for instance, like where she was walking, and at some point she dropped the camera and just wandered off and just all died, and the police just found her
Great.
just a dead body because you know,
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it's a fucking way to die. It's like just die in giant tomb, basically, of like
Yeah,
thousands of people that
so
have been there.
so basically, before I forget, the study that lines up missing people with cave systems, that study itself may have been done by a serial killer to hide his.
Everything can done by a serial killer. Maybe I'm a
Yeah,
serial killer.
that sounds like an admission to me. But and also,
You know.
you will just be there's just these dead bodies. So they mightn't even be able to find you. You might look no different than any of the existing dead bodies there.
I mean,
Th-
eh, could be. I mean, some people
that-
just
That's
fucking
crazy.
kill people and leave them in a cave system. But like, some people have been found far into a cave system, and like, killers are gonna go only so far to hide their damn bodies. Like,
And whoa, whoa,
like,
whoa, listen. If nothing else, you would have to give me. These are highly motivated people,
but not the most
self-motivated
intelligent.
people. No, I think they are the most intelligent. I'm making them.
Not
So
all.
it's like
Majority is
I'm
not as
stunning these
intelligent.
people now. It doesn't look good for me. I'm actually picking up for them. No, the serial killers are super smart. You know what? They would have to be. They would have to be. Evil genius is a
No,
phrase for a
people have
reason.
like people have looked too much at like American Psycho of like this highly intelligent serial killer or something like that. But the majority is just not that smart like those movies. Those
I,
movies
I,
just
I don't know.
brain well
Look,
easily.
how is it that the police are throwing their entire weight against them, their entire intelligence? If you believe that in police intelligence, I know some people say it doesn't exist, but surely there must be some real detectives, some true detectives, if you could say that,
That
that could
seems.
actually know what they're doing. And these guys can't catch these guys. The, some of them had to be super smart. It's not just people hitting people with bricks
But the
at
majority
random.
was just not that smart. Just like there's only so many that
Uh,
are smart.
I think listen, you kill 5 people and you're beating police. You had to be doing something right. You know.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
saying I agree with
right
it.
for them, not right for for the rest of us.
Yeah, not that
But
kind of right. Not that it's wrong to do it, obviously, but you have to be clever. You have to. You're
eh,
doing
yeah, to
something.
a degree,
You
for
know. I
some
mean,
of
look, think about it. Surely these are genes that are in people. Because imagine how crazy evolution
right.
was. Maybe the serial killer gene was necessary back in the day. You know. So look, we need somebody in this tribe to go and kill everybody in that other tribe
I
that's
mean,
gonna
they
kill
did
us.
try to. I mean, They have looked at brains of serial killers in the past. Of Casey, for instance, what was it called, the clown killer. You know what I mean.
Right. And
They
and
looked at
and
his brain, but there was nothing wrong with his brain. But they also looked at other serial killers, and they had like a defection in their brain,
right.
and that part with a rough childhood, getting beaten up, etc., 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 and that led them to their killings or killing or whatever they were into at the time. So
And
yeah,
hold on. There's another factor, and it sounds unbelievable, but I believe that sometimes they program people to do stuff to take the heat off. We want pay attention to this, not this, and they probably MK Ultra, all this stuff. MK Ultra is a real thing. Like a lot of this stuff is supposedly revealed now, and non-redacted is public information now, right? That they're programming people. A lot of these crazy people, Ted Kaczynski, that say was programmed by the CIA, all kinds of weird stuff you hear. Now, I obviously don't know, but I would not put it past them. You know what I mean? Let's say you're the government. We the government are doing some shady shit over here. We want to come up with a serial killer to plague the nation to distract them from what we're doing. Surely we'll sacrifice 7 people to a serial killer of our creation. It sounds unbelievable, but you just need to avoid the news cycle a little bit. Look up, maybe not necessarily now, but look up, Ted Kaczynski and how he was CIA program, probably, you know, weird shit like that. It's like there's no depth
yeah,
to which these people will not sing,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. But okay. Well, we're at the 2 hour mark almost, so I guess it
Yeah,
ended there.
it
And
was fun,
well,
guys.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You see, I'm slowly, this podcast is like anime and
Hero
Whatever we want to
conspiracy.
talk about, basically.
Yeah, anime
Yeah, sometimes,
conspiracy.
sometimes.
It's a bit of
Uh,
But
everything.
anyway, let's not get on and on and on about this. Well, we'll see you, for 2 weeks or whenever we have time, and yeah, subscribe and all that shit. And bye bye.
later.
Later.
Bye.
Bye bye.